So a new bill in the state of Texas is threatening anime, and it is very weird, and I don't think it's as big of a deal as some people make it out to be, but it is something to talk about. So in Texas a few days ago, there has been a bill that has been presented and has actually passed the Senate vote. It does have more steps before it will actually become law, but it is a bill called Senate Bill 20. Now this bill, I will read you a little bit of it here in a moment, but basically it is to prevent the use of AI in making basically child inappropriate images and everything like that. And in that regard, it is not necessarily a bad thing. The root of the idea for this bill is not necessarily a bad thing. However, there is additional wording later on that does make this very, very messy and can get wildly out of control if passed in its current state. Now, I do want to read you an official statement here. I will link this in the description of this video if you want to go read it yourself. But if you want to go get more information about it, go check that out. But this is an official statement about this bill. Now, before I read you this, I do want to say I'm having to cut out a little bit of this because otherwise it will get this video completely blocked. So I'm going to change a few words here and there just so that they are not picked up by the YouTube algorithm. But I think you'll understand what I'm going for here. And Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick issued this statement today following the unanimous passage of Senate Bill 20, stopping artificial intelligence, AI, generated cyberpunk. It goes on to say, quote, as Texas enters the digital age, our Senate must be very careful about our approach to artificial intelligence. With the proliferation of AI-generated punk, steps must be taken to protect Texans and specifically children from harmful computer-generated content and the crimes that arise from it. I named Senate Bill 20 as a priority because Texas law must do more to eliminate all types of cyberpunk and stop the crimes that result from it. Senate Bill 20 keeps Texas up to date with advancements in technology and cuts off any loopholes in the law to protect our kids. I thank Senator Flores for his diligent work to address this important issue. Now, that is not necessarily that bad. I get where they're coming from. I understand that part. The last part here is what really concerns me about what could come of this. And it says, Senate Bill 20 by Senator Pete Flores creates a new state felony offense for the possession or promotion of obscene visual material that depicts a child younger than 18 years old, regardless of whether the depiction is of an actual child, cartoon, or animation, or an image created using AI or other computer software. This is just a massive bad idea. And this is not coming from someone that is more, I don't really care whenever it comes to stuff like that, but I'm saying this can spiral out of control very, very quickly. And I'm going to give you some examples on what exactly could be banned. Now, I'm not saying these will be banned. I'm saying these could be banned because of the wording that we currently have with this bill. The most apparent one, something like My Dress Up Darling, immediately banned. The reason for that is Marin's 15 in this, and there's scenes to where she is basically wearing lingerie, and even some later on in the series to where she is wearing nothing. So that is immediately going to get banned. These are going to be able to not even be sold, and the possession of just this manga could result in a felony. A felony. Not only that, but you may say, well, My Dress Up Darling is kind of on the edge. Maybe you are somebody that is very anti all of that. I want to give you another example of something that is, like I said, very extreme. But this whole bill is extreme. So this is not something that is out of the realm of possibility. Momo from My Hero Academia could get the series banned. Her chest is a joke in the series, that her chest is, very voluptuous. She's in high school. They can ban it simply because of her existence. Not only that, but the Invisible Girl, other girls are obviously shown to kind of have fan service scenes. That is enough to cause them to be banned. There is no details in this bill that would make it to where those would be exempt from this. They would be banned as well. And this doesn't just apply to Japanese media, this applies to American stuff, American TV shows that are cartoons or whatever. Any type of swimsuit thing, they could argue that's kind of obscene. We don't want that, and they could ban those shows. I don't understand how anyone could think this is a good idea. Now look, I want to play devil's advocate for just a moment, because the idea that artificial intelligence could be used to create lifelike cyberpunk stuff is a very real concern. It could happen. And is it going to happen? Is it happening right now? I don't know. But could it happen? Yes. And is there a way that you could use this to say, to make a bill, to be more specific, to say lifelike characters, that you could use that and say it is now a crime to create artificial intelligence of lifelike children? Yes, I think that is something that maybe we need to look into. But including animation and cartoons and everything like that under this massive umbrella that they are about to open, you are being just ignorant to the fact that what this could end up, and I don't think they really care. I'm going to get a bit political here. I'm not going to pick sides or anything like that, but there is a massive problem with political culture right now, to where basically politics right now is to where these senators and everything will try to make big bills that sound really nice, and they make really good news articles. They're not really well thought out. They usually don't pass, and I'm going to talk about that here in a moment. But they usually don't pass. They're just really big news stories, and that gets these politicians a lot of coverage. They are then talked about a lot, and that is great for their political career. And that is something more and more politicians are striving for. They want to create a bill that they are basically, behind, that they're the ones pushing it through. And then if it ever does pass, it's really good for their career, because it shows, oh, this person did this, this, and this. We should elect them again. Not to the people that are informed, but to the people that aren't. And because of this political shift thing, it's caused more and more bills like this to result in just massive problems that aren't really that well thought out. And I wanted to talk about it. I don't think this bill is going to pass. I don't think there is any way that this bill in its current state can pass. And if it did, it will only affect Texas. And I know there are probably some of you that are watching this video that are from Texas, and hopefully it doesn't pass, because I don't want you to get a felony for buying My Dress Up Darling. And honestly, I don't know how they would even enforce this. Are they going to make it to where you can't even order or buy these mangas or Blu-rays or whatever anymore? I don't know. I feel like that is a huge just misuse of government funds if they did go out of their way to say, well, we need to go and find all these people that own My Dress Up Darling. Marin's breasts are in it. There's more stuff to deal with than that, isn't there? And I feel like once it does get to a point to where more people are reading this and more people are being informed about this, and then we actually get more votes on it in other places besides the Senate there, then it will start to become something to where other people are like, maybe we should go back and we should look more into this bill before we, pass it. Maybe it should be rewritten. Maybe it shouldn't be, done at all. As of the recording of this video, there really isn't anything more to talk about besides the fact that it has been passed in the Senate, and that's about all. But it hopefully will just die out, and they will, not vote it in for wherever it goes next. I don't know how Texas law works, but hopefully that is the case, because if it doesn't, I'm afraid this could be something that could, domino effect and go to other states. Recently, there was a big bill that passed that banned punk in a lot of different states. However, it really did nothing, because sure, it's like the major websites are banned, but that doesn't mean that you can't get on Twitter or you can't get on wherever, and there's still, OnlyFans is still available. All of these other sites are still available. You did nothing. So basically all you did is you banned the sites that were actually being regulated, the manga and everything that's actually being regulated, and you're not banning you can't ban the places that are actually making problematic stuff. But that's about all that I have to say for this video. I usually don't do like news topics and everything like that because usually it's irrelevant to me. But I do feel like whenever it comes to this, it is kind of relevant to me because if this was passed in my state, I honestly would have to, if it was being enforced, which, listen, it's not going to be enforced. There's no way they can enforce this. Like, there's no way. But I would, if it was being enforced, I would have to throw out, by their definition, because this is by their definition, I would have to throw out about 20% of my manga collection, about 20% of my Blu-ray collection, and probably about 30% of my figures. That's stupid. But anyway, let me know what you think. Do you think this is stupid? Hopefully you do, because hopefully you know that this is just an awfully worded bill, and hopefully they do reword it. They do things that actually can help the world and not just do these little bills for political stunts. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this bit different video than what I usually make. If you want to go watch figure reviews of Funko Pops or Nindroids or figures or whatever I do, you can go check that out if you are interested. I would really like to have you here, and I'll make more stuff like this if it does interest you. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.